So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the extra steps that are needed when you're looking to counterbalance an experiment online. In a previous video, we covered the new counterbalance routine and we walked through how to set that up. So if you haven't had a look at that video yet, please have a look at that video. It'll be a really good primer for what I'm going to walk through here. So I'm starting with exactly the same experiment as that video. We've got a counterbalance routine here. And at the moment, we've just got a routine that tells you which group that participant was assigned to. Now, if I were to try and run this experiment at the moment, I would most likely encounter an error message, and I'm going to show you what that error message is so that you know what to look out for if you've missed this step in your experiment. So I have hit run on my study, and here I see unable to find a record associated with the given key. What an ominous message, but I'm going to tell you exactly what is this record that this error message is speaking of, and how we can set that up. So in order to set up a record, what we need to do is go to our Pavlovia dashboard and then move over to the shelf section of our dashboard. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to add a record. So to do that, I click this big green add record button in the top left-hand corner, and that will initialize a record at the bottom of my list here. And first of all, I need to give that record a name. Now, what you would usually do is just give it exactly the same name as what you've got in your PsychoPy experiment. My problem is that I already have a record called Counterbalance. So I'm actually going to rename this counterbalance routine here, and I will copy over that value here, and I will use that with the corresponding shelf record here. After that, I want to set up a scope for this particular record. Now, designer means me as the designer. All of my experiments can access this particular piece of information on my shelf. I'm going to change that to experiment, and I want to change that to whatever the name is of this project. So it's Counterbalance Online YouTube. So let's find that, shall we? Lovely. And in type, we are going to select Counterbalance. Surprise, surprise, given the name of this tutorial. And I'm going to create that record. Now that is going to set up a Counterbalance shelf record here for me. Now what I want to do here is I want to set up this table that has been initialized so that it maps out how many groups there are to select from and how many slots I want available per group. Now, if you have watched the previous video, this might be ringing bells, because it's basically what we set up in our local PsychoPy file. Might sound odd. This information in the local PsychoPy file is now irrelevant. This is not used online, okay? So you do have to reconfigure this in the place that we're demonstrating in this video if you're running an experiment online. But we are basically going to mirror these values in our table here. So let's select that, and we're going to make sure we've got two groups. I'm going to call them 0 and 1 so that they mirror the groups that we saw were created when we ran this on our local machine. And I'm going to advertise, say, 5 slots per group. And I want to repeat sampling twice. That means I'm going to have 10 participants in total per group, and I'm going to aim for a total sample size of 20. Once we've got that set up, that is all good to go. Before I retest my experiment, I am just going to have to make sure I update my Pavlovia project with that change I made on my .psyx file. So in order to do that, I'm just going to press sync again on my PsychoPy experiment. So let's go back to our experiment this time, and now we can try again. I'm going to click that link again and hope I'm not greeted by that big red error message. So let's see. Counterbalance is not defined. Oh, do you know what? I'm not even going to edit that out of this video because I think it's useful to have error messages here that we can see. I know the reason for this is because in our trial routine, of course, we were referring to that to tell you what group we were assigned to. We need to make sure we update that with the name of our new name of our counterbalance routine. There we go. So just make sure if you do change the name of your counterbalance routine, that throughout your whole experiment, you also change the way in which you refer to that routine. Okay, so what is it they say? Third time lucky? Let's give this a go, shall we? Hey, now I can see I'm in group 0 that time I was assigned to. Now, what's actually kind of cool about counterbalancing online is if I was to, let's say, go back to that shelf record, right? Now I can see this is my record, and that little table has updated to say how many slots are currently completed, how many slots are reserved, meaning that I've probably launched a link and not fully completed the study. And so I can keep tabs on how close to my target sample I am. So that's it for counterbalancing online. If you do have questions, please comment in the chat or make use of our forum, discourse.psychopy.org. Let us know what other YouTube content you want. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy this, and goodbye.